Hi, I'm Katie Todd, and today's episode is on what being alone really means. I don't know about you, but I've had some time in the last few years where I was single and alone. I was separated, I'd left my marriage and I was getting a divorce. And I was very aware of what that felt like and what being alone felt like. My clients will come and tell me why they are staying in these awful marriages and have a list this long about what's wrong with a marriage and then say, but I can't go. And I say, why? Because I'll be alone. And I say, well, what does being alone mean? Why can't you be alone? And it's very interesting the different stories I get about that. I was aware when I was single and separated that being alone on a Friday and a Saturday night, I could tell a story to myself about, well, that must mean I'm a loser. That must mean I'm really unattractive. That must mean I'm unlovable. There's something wrong with me. Being alone can bring up all your stories you have about what's wrong with you and about why you can't be loved. And we've all had times when we felt we can't be loved. I have people come and tell me, I feel like I'm unlovable because I don't look right. I'm too short. I can never be loved because I'm overweight. I can't be loved because I've got awful skin. I've got a big nose. My eyes are too bulgy. I've got a fat stomach. I am blunt and difficult with people. I've had people tell me I can't be loved because I have herpes. Do you know what? There's no story in the world that you can give me that will shock me. And there's no story in the world that you can give me that is a valid reason for why you can't be loved. We are all lovable, but we can attach very easily on our imperfections as personality types and our imperfections on a body sense, on what we look like, as to why we're not loved. And being alone will bring out those doubts and bring out those stories that we've had since we were this high about why we're not loved. I found that being in a marriage that was not compatible and did not work, the loneliness of times. I've never been so lonely as being with a person that I couldn't talk to, that I couldn't connect to, that I couldn't be intimate with. And I hear that story over and over again. The sadness, the emptiness, and it's a guaranteed continual loneliness because while I'm with that person, I can never be with other people. And I'm not talking about sexually as partners now, I'm just talking about being with other people. I think it is a great gift to learn to be alone and to know that you're okay. Being alone on a weekend doesn't mean you're unlovable or you're a loser. Some of the stories that we tell ourselves, I hear over and over again in my 20 years of practice is, people imagine that while they're sitting alone at home wondering what the hell do I do with myself, that everyone out there is having the best time in the world. They're so happy, they're so in love, it's just fantastic, and I'm the only one. Now this is the child in us saying it's not fair, they're all happy and I'm missing out. We can all go into that story. Try and be aware of these little subtle, subconscious tapes that are playing in your mind. We're not all happy all the time. I am now married again, for life, for every lifetime I have from now on, to the love of my life and to my soulmate. And yet there are days that I feel horrible. He's not here to make me feel good all the time. Life still has its ups and downs. There's a fantastic love here, but you will still feel what you feel at times. I woke up today feeling really cranky and really horrible, but I'm in love and I am loved. Love doesn't fix all of these things. We still have the range of emotions. So watch the story that you tell when you are alone. It will bring up your doubts about yourself and your self-love. I found that being alone and taking that time to separate, which a lot of people don't take when a marriage or a relationship ends, please take the time to go and find yourself again. We lose ourselves in marriages. We lose ourselves in relationships. I needed to go and find myself again and become my own best friend. And I could have a really nice time with myself. I could do what I wanted to do. I could garden, I could go to movies, I could see friends, I could watch my favourite TV show, I could go to bed when I felt like it, I could go and write, I could do my books, I could do what I wanted to do, I could enjoy my children, I could feel quite happy and content on my own. But it all depended on the story I was telling myself at the time. Did I feel like I was lacking, telling a story of lacking and missing? Or was I telling myself, no, I choose to be here, rather than to being in a lonely relationship where there is no connection and there is no intimacy? I could be intimate with myself. We all need to learn how to be our own best friends. And then when we come along and we find the partner that we do love and we have that great compatibility and intimacy with, it's a bonus. It's not here to fix everything. It's a bonus. That love is a bonus. I'd like to finish today's episode with something that my beautiful husband Trevor wrote 30 years ago. He's a writer as well, but he wrote this 30 years ago, and I think it's just beautiful. And he says, "To be alone is not lonely, and I am good company for myself, but it would be sweet, very sweet, to go there this time with you." I think that is just wonderful. Become good friends. Do not be lonely with yourself. Become good friends and be good company with yourself. And I tell you what, that is so attractive. Then you will attract that lovely partner to come and join you in your journey of life.